The career of British comedian Benny Hill is often remembered for its fast-paced slapstick, visual gags, and unmistakable theme-driven chase sequences that entertained audiences for decades. From early radio appearances to global television success, his work shaped a distinctive style of physical comedy that became instantly recognizable. However, alongside the popularity came growing criticism as cultural attitudes toward humor evolved. What was once widely accepted as cheeky entertainment gradually became the subject of debate and controversy. This tension between mass appeal and changing social standards forms the backdrop to the story of how his long-running television success eventually faced decline and cancellation. Early life and family influences born Alfred Hawthorne Hill in Southampton, England. Benny Hill grew up in a family with both working-class discipline and performance roots. His father worked in a surgical appliance shop, while his grandfather had experience as a circus clown, hinting at an inherited connection to entertainment. Hill's early education took place in Southampton, but he did not immediately pursue a career in show business. Instead, he worked a variety of jobs, including at Woolworths, as a milkman, driver, and even a drummer. These early experiences exposed him to different social environments, helping him develop observational skills that would later become central to his comedic storytelling and character-based humor. War service and entertainment training. During World War II, Hill was called up for military service and trained in the Royal Electrical and Mechanical Engineers, where he worked as a mechanic, truck driver, and searchlight operator. He later served in Normandy, contributing to critical wartime operations. His service eventually transitioned into the Combined Services Entertainment Division, where he performed for troops. This experience proved transformative, as it introduced him to structured performance under pressure. It also helped him refine timing, audience awareness, and improvisation. Performing for soldiers during difficult wartime conditions gave him a practical understanding of comedy's role in boosting morale, shaping his future approach to entertainment and television performance. Entry into radio and early career struggles. After the war, Hill entered the entertainment industry through radio, debuting on programs such as Variety Bandbox in 1947. Radio provided him with exposure, but also presented challenges, as success was inconsistent and dependent on audience reception. Despite mixed results, he continued refining his comedic style, blending satire, wordplay, and character-driven humor. These formative years were crucial in shaping his resilience and creative experimentation. Radio allowed him to develop timing and delivery without visual cues, forcing him to rely on vocal expression. Although he had not yet achieved widespread fame, these experiences laid the foundation for his eventual transition into television success. Transition to television and early recognition. By 1950, Hill began appearing on television, a rapidly growing medium that allowed him to expand his comedic reach. Visual performance became central to his style, enabling physical comedy and exaggerated gestures that radio could not capture. In 1955, Benny Hill launched his own television program, marking a turning point in his career. The show combined sketch comedy, musical interludes, and parody, reflecting the influence of traditional music hall entertainment. His ability to switch between characters and comedic styles helped him gain recognition. Television provided him with a platform where his humor could fully develop into a distinctive and highly marketable format. Rise of the Benny Hill Show format. As the program evolved, it became known for its fast-paced sketches, slapstick humor, and recurring chase sequences. These sequences often featured sped-up filming techniques that enhanced the comedic chaos, with characters running through various settings in exaggerated pursuit scenarios. The ensemble cast included policemen, eccentric civilians, and recurring comedic archetypes that contributed to the show's energetic rhythm. Hill's use of visual storytelling minimized dialogue while maximizing physical expression. This style made the show accessible to international audiences, regardless of language. The program's structure, built around rapid transitions and recurring comedic motifs, became its defining signature and the key to its global popularity. Cultural shifts and emerging criticism. By the 1970s and 1980s, public attitudes toward comedy began to shift significantly. What had once been considered harmless entertainment increasingly came under scrutiny for its portrayal of gender roles and use of suggestive humor. Critics argued that certain sketches relied heavily on objectification and outdated stereotypes. While many viewers still enjoyed the show's slapstick style, others began to see it as inconsistent with modern values. This divide reflected broader cultural changes in media consumption and social awareness. As television audiences became more sensitive to representation, older comedic formats like Hill's faced increasing pressure to adapt or risk losing mainstream acceptance. Controversial sketches and public backlash. One of the most frequently discussed issues involved sketches featuring beauty pageant parodies and scenes where women were portrayed in a sexualized or exaggerated manner. These moments became focal points for criticism during the late stages of the show's run. Although intended as satire and physical comedy, they were increasingly interpreted as offensive by modern standards. Media commentary intensified, and discussions about appropriateness in entertainment gained momentum. While the show still maintained a loyal audience, the controversy contributed to declining institutional support. This growing backlash did not stem from a single incident alone, but from a cumulative reassessment of its comedic approach over time. Decline and cancellation of the show. As criticism mounted and viewing trends shifted, the program's popularity began to decline in its later years. By 1989, the decision was made to cancel the show after a long and influential run. Changing broadcast standards and evolving audience expectations played a significant role in this outcome. While some attributed the cancellation to specific controversial sketches, the broader reality involved a combination of cultural transition, aging format, and reduced institutional backing. Despite its end, the show remained widely syndicated and continued to attract international audiences. The cancellation marked not just the end of a program, but the conclusion of a particular era of television comedy. Conclusion: a lasting but complex legacy. The legacy of Benny Hill remains both influential and debated. His work helped define a style of physical comedy that reached audiences across the world and inspired many performers who followed. At the same time, his later years highlight the challenges of evolving cultural expectations and the reassessment of past entertainment through modern perspectives. While the show's cancellation symbolized a shift in comedic standards, its impact on television history is undeniable. Today, it stands as an example of how entertainment can both reflect and clash with changing societal values, leaving behind a legacy that continues to spark discussion about humor, context, and cultural change.